Blessings. This is Amara Amethyst, and I'm here with a lunar tarot scope reading for all of our highest good for the time period between the new moon in Sagittarius on November 29th and the full moon in Gemini on December 13th, 2016. This reading is intended as a collective reading for all of our highest good and to gain clarity and insight into how we can best align ourselves with our highest good and the highest version of ourselves. If you're interested in having a personal reading with me or an energy healing session, distantly or in person, you can contact me at NectaroftheGoddessTemple@gmail.com. Okay, and I will be using the 5th tarot deck, which was a tarot deck that is resonant with the frequencies of the 5th dimensional earth, which was created by my teacher Teresina and her partner Martine Bawkins. I'll also be pulling a card from the Goddess Guidance Oracle, which was created by Doreen Virtue. Some of the insights that I have already received in preparation for sharing this with all of you are trusting our inner knowing. And this has been coming to me in a lot of different ways. One way is through constantly wanting to sing a song. It just comes out. Or just one little part of a song. You know, that it's your thing, do what you want to do. That over and over and over and over. So this, to me, is showing me to trust and to follow my intuition and do what I know is right for me, and not to allow the ideas and judgments of others to direct my life decisions. So that may be helpful for others out there as well. It's also something that I've heard a lot of other people speaking about during this time period. So inner knowing and trusting ourselves. And then another message that I've been receiving is to focus on progress, not perfection. So to sort of loosen our grip on whatever our ideal end goal is. So we're not trying to create this one particular thing. Of course, we have a vision of what we wish to create in our lives, and we're moving towards that vision. But it's important for us to recognize the progress that we are making and to not judge ourselves too harshly if things aren't perfect the way that we want them to be. Okay, so those are the messages that I have received in advance, and I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the 5th tarot deck. I'm going to pull 3 cards. There's one. Here's the other one. And one more is sticking out right here. And 2 Goddess Guidance cards. The first tarot card which we received is the Initiate of Lotus. This card is in the Lotus suit, which is our soul essence suit. And it's also a court card. So this is a higher octave of the suit of Lotus. The suit of Lotus has to do with our soul, our essence vibration, our extra dimensional gifts and abilities, which we all possess. And the Initiate of Lotus shows the feet of the guru. So this could be an external guru or teacher. This could also be yourself or the divine, or however you connect with source energy. They're saying actually it is a teacher or a guru or yourself. And so in many traditions, the feet of the guru or the feet of the divine are worshipped and offered flowers and washed, and you receive diksha or blessing through the feet of the guru. And so sometimes I pause because the messages that come through don't come through in words, and I have to sort of translate them out. So this card is suggesting to all of us that reverence and having devotion and reverent energy, love, devotion to our practice, our spiritual practice, and also to a particular tradition, whatever that tradition may be for you, is very important right now and will help us to align with our highest path moving forward. We see the colors of white, purple, and gold here very prominently. Purple being connection with divine, gold, and purple's also a royal color. Gold is the masculine principle of the divine. It's also Christ consciousness color. And then white is purity. And of course we have lotuses, and this looks like a lotus that the feet are on. There are also beads here, which reminds me of a mala, so doing prayer and mantra repetitively. And this card is the initiate, so this is somebody who, or this is pointing to a time in your life, perhaps, where you have already been moving forward on your spiritual journey and you are taking steps to become initiated into an order or something along those lines. So there's a level of commitment that goes along with this card. Okay, and the next card which we receive, the Five of Fire Transformation. This card shows the sun in the foreground and then the earth and the moon in the background. And transformation by fire. That's a pretty powerful energy. Five, of course, is a number of great transformation and transmutation. This imagery shows solar flares, and so there are lots of cosmic energies coming into the Earth field at this time, some of them from our sun, some of them from other stars, and also where we're moving through in the universe is pretty unique right now, and a lot of people are really feeling that. There are a lot of astrology videos out there, so I'll let you do your own research with that. But what we're seeing here in this card is a real core level transformation with all of these new energies coming in with the energy of fire. Fire is a very powerful energy and you can get burned with fire. So balancing that out with another element, perhaps with water or with earth. Being sure you're grounded and also asking for grace and ease through this transformation. And I also get the sense of balancing masculine and feminine. And in this picture, the masculine, the solar principle, is really in the forefront. And the feminine is in the background. So this could be saying it's time to be more active and time to embody that solar masculine energy more. Or it could be saying, hey, look, your solar masculine is really out there. And maybe it's time to bring your lunar principle more to the forefront, your magnetism, your feminine side. So since this is a collective reading, there will probably be people on both sides of that. And the last tarot card which we received is the Two of Fire, Choices. So we've got a pretty fire heavy reading here, 2 fire cards. And this shows a being looking out over water, and there's a storm with lightning. This being is also wearing the image of the thunderbird, which is a sacred, very sacred bird in Native American cultures. And this being is very brave. This being is very connected to spirit and is simply observing and choices. So this person, so with the lightning, I get the impression of like a bolt of inspiration or a bolt of enlightenment, and not, okay, so being open to receive this divine inspiration and not forcing ourselves to act too quickly before we receive that inspiration. Of course, sometimes we can't always wait to make a decision, but if it is possible, wait until you feel that spark or that bolt of inspiration and illumination before taking action. And then once you have decided, to be steadfast and to really feel into that of, they're saying for some people it will be very important to stick to your decision. And for other people, it is very important to, so if you receive a clarity, a divinely guided clarity, go with that decision and stay with it. If you then receive another clarity which brings you in a different direction, weigh that out in yourself. For some there will only be one clarity that comes, and that's what you go with. For others, there may be more than one. And so this is a point in our journey where we're being asked to take a different course of action than what we may have normally taken in the past. So if in the past you've always made a decision and just followed it through all the way to the end, you're being asked to take into consideration what is actually in your highest good. And sometimes that changes. If you're somebody who's more wishy-washy and kind of all over the place, or a better way to say that is if you're somebody who constantly is taking a different course of action and doesn't really follow through, then you're being asked to follow through for that which is in your highest good. Okay? So, these are the cards so far. Very beautiful. Lots of purple, lots of sparks of inspiration, and a lot of radiating energy out. So we've got energy radiating out, energy radiating out, energy radiating down. Okay. And the Goddess Guidance cards, which we received. Freya, bold. Unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. Freya is a Nordic goddess. And she rides a chariot that is pulled by lynx, which are cats. And she is a very powerful goddess, a very sexual being, and a very unabashed being. So this is a card of reminder to take bold action. And it says, unleash your adventurous side, take risks, and be daring. The day Friday is named after Freya, so that day is typically seen as a day of celebration. There's a crystal castle in the background, and her headdress has wings on it. So really taking the time. So yes, be bold, take action, and it's also guided. It's guided action. And again, I'm getting the sense of perhaps it's something that you wouldn't typically do. So we've got a choice point here, and you can choose to continue to do the same thing, or you can choose to do something different and take bold action in a new direction. And also with Freya, as you're moving along through whatever actions you take, it's also important to honor ourselves and to celebrate ourselves and our successes and our progress. So please do that. Okay. And the last card is Athena, Inner Wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Again with the rainbows. So we've got Rainbow Bridge in both of these. And they're both with their familiars. They're both with their animal beings. So Freya rides a cart drawn by cats across the Rainbow Bridge. Athena here is seen with a rainbow bridge as well. Athena is a goddess of wisdom. So I mentioned earlier also trusting our inner knowing and our inner wisdom. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen a short reading that I did the other day on the day of the new moon. And the card that we received, the tarot card that we received that day, was the One of Stones, the Record Keeper, which says that we are a record keeper of the earth and of the stars, and that through us, these two living libraries have a way of connecting with one another. And it's a reminder of our innate inner wisdom. And this card is a reminder of our innate inner wisdom and of our strength as well. One of the animals that Athena works with is the owl, and she has a sense of clarity and knowing and a deep well of inner knowledge to share. So trust yourself, trust your inner knowing. This is a very potent time, continues to be a very potent time that we're in. And it also is a time of celebration as we come to the close of the Gregorian calendar year pretty soon. It's a time to really take a look at what have we accomplished this year and what are our goals and intentions for the next year. So a lot of people go by the Gregorian calendar. Some people go by a lunar calendar. I like to do both because I am still involved in society, so following the Gregorian calendar is helpful with that. And also following lunar wisdom has been very important and life-changing for me as well. So as we move towards the new year, and we are in December now, so we're moving right along towards the new year, I'm offering a 13 moon spread, which is a reading for the new year. And it's great to do this right around the new year to get a very detailed look at each lunar month of the following year. So it's a great time to do this at the new year or at your birthday. And so I'm going to be available on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and right around that time period, before and after, to do 13 moon spreads for people. So if you're interested in that, please get in touch with me at NectaroftheGoddessTemple at gmail.com. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. So much love and many blessings to you.